before destiny unfolded, before brothers became enemies. It all began with a story. The Mahabharata, Season 4, Episode 1. Karna's doubled cursed.
Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in sinfulness, O descendant of Bharata, at that time I manifest myself on earth, to protect the righteous, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish the principles of Dharma. I appear on this earth, age after age. Weapons cannot shred the soul, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can the wind dry it. Oh, the best among warriors, fight for the sake of duty, treating alike happiness and distress, loss and gains, victory and defeat, fulfilling your responsibility. In this way, you will never incur sin.
As told earlier, a young princess named Kunti once delighted sage Durvasa with her hospitality, and in gratitude, he gave her a mantra that enabled her to summon any god she wished. One day she wanted to try it. She went outside, saw the glorious sunrise, and spontaneously said,
"I want the god of the sun."
The sun god came and impregnated her, and she gave birth to a noble child, as strong and brilliant as his father, protected by the shield of Kavacha and Kundala. Karna, as he came to be known, was a child of destiny, and an extraordinary one at that. As an unwed mother at the age of 14, she didn't know how to navigate social situations. Therefore, Kunti decided to abandon Karna's child. She prepared a wooden basket, placed a pillow inside, and placed little Karna inside. She left the basket adrift on the river current, fleeing to an unknown destination, away from her life. With tears and cries, Kunti watched her eldest son drift away with the mighty Ganges. Meanwhile, Adhiratha, a charioteer in Dhritarashtra's court, who happened to be on the riverbank, noticed the decorated box, picked it up, and opened it. When he saw the little baby, he was overjoyed. He was childless and considered this a gift from God. He took the box containing the baby to his wife, Radha. Both were overjoyed. Seeing the contents of the box, they knew it must not have come from an ordinary household, and that a queen or king must have abandoned this baby. They don't know who, but they are very grateful to have gotten this child, who filled their childless lives. As a baby, he looked amazing. Radha raised him with great affection. On Karna's 16th birthday, Adhiratha offered him a new chariot and horses. Karna looked at the chariot and smiled, but he was not very happy. Adhiratha noticed this and asked him,
"What is bothering you? Why are you unhappy?"
"Oh, father, it seems I was never meant to be a charioteer. I feel no desire to drive a chariot. I only want to hold a bow and arrow and become a great archer. I cannot think of anything else. Awake or asleep, my mind is always fixed on this desire. I want to become a great warrior."
Hearing this, Adhiratha was very sad and said,
"My son, the knowledge of arms and weapons is meant only for the kshatriyas. This knowledge cannot be taught to the lower castes."
He then explained to her adopted son Karna all that had happened, how he had found her on the banks of the Ganges, wrapped in precious silk and floating in a basket. Hearing of her mysterious past, he was astonished. After consulting with his mother and father, he asked permission and set off for the city of Hastinapura, seeking a martial arts teacher. Despite understanding the rules of the time, he insisted on learning the sacred weapons, including the Brahmastra. Karna decided to go to the greatest martial arts teacher. In his desire to become a great archer, Karna approached Drona, But Drona rejected him, calling him Sutaputra, which literally means son of a charioteer and implies that he came from a lowly family. This slander deeply hurt Karna. The constant discrimination and insults he faced transformed a man who was extremely honest and straightforward into a very cruel one. Every time he heard someone call him Sutaputra, his cruelty increased to a level that was incongruous with his true nature. Since Drona rejected him as not being a kshatriya, Karna decided to meet Parasurama, the teacher of Bhishma, in the great Drona. Karna knew that Parasurama would only accept Brahmins as disciples. In his eagerness to learn, he donned a fake sacred thread, went to Parasurama, and pretended to be a Brahmin. With this plan in mind, Karna approached Parasurama's hermitage. When Karna first saw Parasurama, he was sitting in meditation. On his head was a tangle of hair, and his eyes were burning like fire. Prostrating himself at the feet of this extraordinary personality,
I have come to you with a deep longing. Please do not send me away without granting me your mercy.
Karna wept and his body trembled. Parasurama lifted Karna up and asked him,
Are you a kshatriya?
No, O best of teachers, I am a Brahmana.
Parasurama smiled at him and said,
I will certainly impart to you military knowledge. You have won my heart with your humility. Whoever wins heart wins the blessings of the universe. With this teaching, I accept you as my disciple. Because you are a Brahmana, I have a natural affection for you.
Karna's education began, and he spent months in the ashram of a renowned sage. He forgot his heartache as a carpenter's son. He even forgot the mystery of his birth. Karna was only interested in education, how to become a powerful warrior. He studied all the astras, even the powerful Brahmastra and Bhargavastra. He pleased his martial guru in every way. After his education was complete, Parasurama advised him,
Your presence in my ashram has enlightened my life. I have taught you the complete art of martial arts. You are very honest. You love your elders, and you are eager to tread the path of righteousness. Never use the knowledge I have given you for unrighteous purposes.
One day, sage Parasurama was resting with his head in Karna's lap. Soon he fell asleep. A blood-sucking worm crawled into Karna's lap and began sucking on his thigh. He was in pain and bleeding, but he could not remove the worm without disturbing his guru's sleep, something he did not want to do. Slowly, the blood began to reach Parasurama's ears, and this sensation woke him. He opened his eyes and saw that he was covered in blood.
Whose blood is this?
It is my blood.
Where did the blood come from?
My lord, it came from my thigh. While you were sleeping, an insect bit my leg. It caused me pain for a while, but I did not want to wake you.
Parasurama was furious.
You said this insect stung you, and you tolerated it. Why didn't you wake me and stop the pain?
O Guru, you were sleeping, and I did not want to disturb you. That is why I endured this pain.
Then Parasurama noticed the open wound on Karna's thigh, with the blood-sucking worm biting deep into the muscle. And still, this boy just sat there unmoving. Parasurama looked at him and said,
You cannot be a Brahmana. If you were, you would have screamed. You must be a kshatriya to bear this kind of pain and not even wince or move.
Yes, I am not a Brahmana. Please don't be angry with me.
Parasurama flew into a rage.
You idiot! You think you can come here, wear a false sacred thread, and deceive me to get all this out of me? I will curse you.
Please, I am not a Brahmana, but I am not a kshatriya either. I am a Sutaputra, so it was only half a lie.
Karna fell at his guru's feet, tears streaming down his face, thinking that everything he had learned would be in vain. He clung to his guru's feet and pleaded,
Forgive me, my guru. You have been a better father to me than my own. A father should forgive his son's mistakes. I am not a Brahmin, but I am not a Kshatriya either. I am the son of a carpenter named Adiratha. I only wanted to learn archery. I lied to you, but only to become your disciple. I have been devoted to you, and you are more precious to me than anything else in this world. Please show mercy and forgive me.
Parasurama didn't listen. When he saw the situation, he immediately guessed that Karna was a Kshatriya, and he said,
You have deceived me. You will enjoy what I have taught you. But when the time comes, you will forget the mantra you need, and that will be your end.
Karna fell at his feet and pleaded,
Please don't do this. I'm not a Kshatriya, and I have no intention of deceiving you. It's just that I've been dying to learn, and no one else is willing to teach me. You're the only one who allows non-Kshatriyas to learn.
Parasurama's temper cooled and he said,
But still, you lied. You should have explained the situation to me. You should have debated with me. But you should not have lied to me. I cannot take back the curse, but I see your longing is not for archery, kingdoms, or power. Your longing is just for glory, and you shall have it. People will always remember you as a glorious warrior, but you will neither have power nor a kingdom, nor will you be known as the greatest archer. But your glory will live for always, and that is all you are longing for.
Parasurama then left and went back to his ashrama, leaving Karna in tears.
Wiping the tears from his eyes, Karna began walking aimlessly. He walked for days thinking of the curse of the great Rishi. Suddenly, what he thought was a lion flashed by him, and out of instinct, he took an arrow from his quiver and shot the animal. However, it was not a lion, but a cow. Karna was horrified. He went to the Brahmana who owned it and told him that he had shot the cow in ignorance. Karna tried to appease him, but the Brahmana was not to be pacified. He cursed Karna, saying,
When you are fighting with your best and most formidable enemy, the wheel of your chariot will sink into the mud, and just as you killed my poor innocent cow when she was unaware of danger, you will also be killed by your opponent when you are least prepared for it.
Karna was stunned that all these things were suddenly happening to him. Karna then realized that this was his karma. Otherwise, how could these events have happened without his control? He felt that he had been chosen by fate and wondered how cruel it was. He remembered his mysterious birth and the stigma of being a Sutta Putra, son of a charioteer. He might have overcome this by becoming a disciple of the great Parasurama, but his guru had cursed him. With this double curse, Karna wandered on, unsure of where to go. He could shoot a speck of dust with his arrow, but of what use? He was not a Kshatriya. No one would allow him to enter contests, let alone battles. He wandered on aimlessly. Finally, he simply accepted it and returned to his mother's house. His mother was proud to hear that he had learned from the great Parasurama, but she did not tell him about Parasurama's curse or about the Brahmana's curse. Meanwhile, all the princes returned to Hastinapura after completing their studies at Drona's ashram. They grew into healthy and strong adults. They were all trained in various branches of knowledge, including statesmanship, diplomacy, economics, sociology, and so on. Furthermore, each excelled in a particular skill: war games. Yudhishthira was skilled in swordsmanship and javelin throwing, while Bhima and Duryodhana excelled in combat with heavy metal maces. Arjuna's prowess as an archer was well known.
In the next episode, a grand competitive sports festival is held in Hastinapura. All the Kuru princes participate to determine Dronakarya's best disciple. Everyone praises the princess's extraordinary skills. Who will emerge as the best disciple? Will anyone dare to compete with Drona's greatest disciple? Don't miss the next episode to find out. Let us continue to embark on a journey through time to explore the origins of this timeless epic. The story of mankind, the story of Dharma.